Hey everyone, back today with a Q&A. I am so excited to be doing this Q&A with you guys because I feel like we just haven't sat down and like chatted in a while. And if you can't tell, I'm back home visiting and this is so fun, just throwing it back and filming on my back porch because I feel like I always did this in high school and it's just like really fun in nature. And yeah, let's get into the questions you guys asked me. Okay, first question is how to build yourself back up after a relationship that wasn't healthy. We're just getting right into the nitty-gritty, and I'm so sorry that you were in a relationship that wasn't that healthy. And I feel like I found myself this way after my first relationship, and not that our relationship was unhealthy, but I just felt like I wasn't myself anymore and I didn't know myself, and I feel like I needed to find myself and like build myself back up in a way. And I feel like what helped me the most was just being around really supportive friends and family that have like a positive impact on you, and you know what I mean, like the friends that make you feel good and feel like you're being a better person, not the friends that, you know what I mean, aren't the best. So yeah, just being around really good friends and family and just focusing on you. And I mean literally focusing on yourself, spending time with yourself, which I know I'm so bad at. I always say that I'm so bad at being alone, but when I would force myself to just like self-care, focus on myself, read a book, light a candle, and like find what I really liked doing on my own and my passions and really like who I was. This is getting deep really quick. I just feel like that is what helped me the most, and I really gained confidence and the strength to just be me and be okay with being single. So that is my advice for you. Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite designer item you have? And definitely my newest, actually it's not my newest designer purchase, but one of my latest ones is my Chanel bag, my Chanel boy bag. It's vintage and I'm so obsessed with it, and the color and just everything about it. Definitely my favorite. I use it like every day. When is Max leaving? Oh, this is so sad. Coming Thursday, like literally right now. It's so sad, like this Thursday. I'll be okay, we'll be okay. It's a very exciting opportunity for him. Does Max take a lot of photos for you? Haha, yes. He takes like pretty much all of them. He's been trained, he's so good at it now. And yeah, I just have showed him like how I like them. And he knows exactly what I like, and they turn out so good. And I'm just so proud of him progressing as a little photographer. Have you ever thought about being a solo instructor? That was so scary. Please tell me you saw that. I think it was just out of the frame, like a bug flew on my arm. Oh my god. That was actually terrifying. There was just a lot going on. There was an airplane, there's bugs flying on me. Have you thought about being a solo instructor? Sorry, I'm distracted by all this going on right now. Answer is yes, I thought about being a solo instructor because you guys know I love it so much. I feel like anyone that really loves it and goes a lot, everybody kind of thinks about it. But I just worry that, like, you know when you really like something, but if you make it your job, and if I made myself do it way more than I'm already doing it, that would make me not like it. You know what I mean? Like I really liked rowing, but I did it too much to the point that I didn't like it. So I'm worried that if I ever wanted to be a solo instructor and was teaching a million classes a week like they do, that it would cause me to not like it. And I really like doing it for fun and just for myself. And I feel like it totally switches the dynamic, like teaching a class. So yes, I have thought about it though. Maybe one day, maybe I would try to do like instructor training or something, but as of now, probably not. But I know that would be so cool. Like I would, you guys know I have the energy for it. I'd be like finding the best music. You guys would be in the class. I'd be like, woo, like the energy would be so great, but we'll see. Happiest memory in the last year? Probably Christmas time with Max. Definitely with Max because he makes me so happy. Probably Christmas time with Max or our trip to Miami. That was so fun. Okay, then I got so many questions, you guys. So many, just about me and Max and like our future. So when do you and Max plan on getting engaged? Ideally, what age would you like to be married, start having kids? A lot of stuff about kids. It's kind of weird, but if you and Max had kids, what would you name them? LOL. That's funny, we've actually talked about that. And thoughts on future, wedding goals, wedding goals, family, jobs, pets, etc. Okay, I hear you loud and clear. So many questions, but before I answer those questions, I actually want to talk to you today about Simple Health, who is partnering with me for this video. Yay! Thank you so much, Simple Health, for working with me on this video. If you guys remember when I talked about them in a vlog in the past, I am just so obsessed with Simple Health and how they make birth control so affordable, accessible for every girl. And I just feel like it is, like specifically for me, the pill is something that is so convenient in my life and just allows me to plan my life and just fits into my lifestyle really well and allows me to, you know, have kids one day in the future and not right now. If you catch what I'm saying. So that's why I wanted to talk about Simple Health really quick right now if you guys missed that vlog. I just think Simple Health is applicable to most all of you girls watching this right now, whether you are new to birth control or if you're just sick of like pharmacies and renewals in the prescription process, because generally that takes so long, and literally having my prescription sent to me every month through Simple Health is like the best thing ever, and it's just so convenient for me. But basically you will fill out like a little profile if you're new to Simple Health, and a doctor will review it, and then they can prescribe you birth control based on your profile, and if they deem you like eligible for birth control, if you know, are healthy enough, or if you don't have any like health condition that would make it so that birth control, the pill, wouldn't be like a good thing for you. I can't think of anything that I would know of, but basically I just know that's what happened. And disclaimer, I remember I said this in the vlog, by no way am I saying do this instead of going to a doctor. Going to your regular doctor visits is a good idea and something that you very much should be doing, seeing like, you know, your gynecologist, you're going to your physicals with your doctor. I actually think I still go to a pediatrician. I don't know how because I'm 22, but like, please go to your doctor visits. Okay, so anyway, they are going to prescribe a birth control pill for you, and you can tell them like which birth control pill you want to go on. I grabbed mine right here, so I thought this would be fun when we were talking about this. You can tell them which one you want to go on, or they'll give you a recommendation. And I remember talking about this in my vlog too. I would definitely recommend that you have the doctor recommend for you which they think is the best, because everybody's different and birth control pills work differently for everybody. So I think the doctor is going to have the best knowledge based on what you know, answered about yourself for what birth control would be the best for you, because I remember thinking that I knew one that I wanted to go on just because it worked for my friend, but in actuality everyone's different, and I'm happy that I just went with one that was recommended for me. And basically your birth control is going to ship to your door monthly, every month, no interruptions, and with most insurance plans it's actually free. But if you don't have insurance, I know it starts at $15 a month, which I love because it's just so, again, affordable and accessible for people, and I feel like that is one of the biggest issues, just like accessibility. So I love that they, you know, target that issue, and I feel like this is just the best way to get your birth control. So yes, you guys can try out Simple Health for free if you go to simplehealth.com/Gretchen, or just use my code Gretchen at checkout. And again, this isn't a replacement for routine checkups with your doctor. Just want to make that loud and clear. But yes, if you're interested in everything that I just talked about, it'll be linked down below. And let's answer your questions now. I just knew that I wanted to talk about that because I do get questions about birth control all the time, and people are gonna always ask, you know, what specific pill I'm on. And like I said, I'm not gonna tell you because it is different for everybody, and I really think what you should do is what your doctor says is best for you. So when do you and Max plan on getting engaged? This is so funny. Max is gonna watch this part of the video and be like, Gretchen, what are you talking about? So what's really funny is basically growing up, I always was like, I'm gonna be married at 24. I don't know why I always said that. I'm gonna be married at 24. And then I think I was 21 and still single, and all my friends and family were like, Gretchen, you better get cracking if you're getting married at 24, like you're still single. But then, you know, at the end of being 21, found Max, and I feel like we are very serious very quick. We actually had our 11-month anniversary yesterday. I know 11 months doesn't really like mean anything, but like the year will be fun in one more month. But when do you, Max, plan on getting engaged? I don't know, and I think it's okay to not know right now. We haven't even been dating for a year, but I know I would never want to be engaged before dating someone for at least 2 years, because I remember hearing from somewhere that you actually don't know someone completely until you've known them for like 2 years. Isn't that so interesting? Have you guys heard that before? But you like keep learning, I mean, you keep learning about someone when you're with them like forever, but you learn so much in the first 2 years. Like that's kind of like when you learn the most, I feel like. I don't know. So I feel like I definitely wouldn't want to get engaged for at least 2 years. That answers that one. Ideally, what age would you like to be married, start having kids? Me and Max kind of talk about ages sometimes, but I feel like everything happens as it's supposed to, and just like in my 20s. How about I give you a general answer? In my 20s. I'm 22, so within the next 8 years, I think all of that will be happening. Even though kids like scare me, I'm like, they remind me of like puppies, like really little kids that like can't talk and they have toys and stuff. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like so intrigued by them. Like obviously I was a little kid at some point, and yeah, now I'm just like, whoa, like I can't believe I could be having my own one day. It's kind of weird, but if you and Max had kids, what would you name them? LOL. We've like talked about names before for like boys and girls, but yeah, we don't have anything like in specific that I could say. thoughts on future wedding goals, family, jobs, pets, etc. Okay, pets, I can tell you, in April, this coming April, we are like fairly certain that we want to get a golden retriever puppy. I don't think much could change that. We got to make sure that we have everything, you know, straightened out, that we can do that, and just seeing how this year goes with Max in hockey and where he'll end up. But I'm sure you can have like a golden retriever pretty much everywhere. So that's that, because we have been wanting a golden retriever puppy forever, but I can't get one now because he is leaving for Reading, I was about to say Reading, Massachusetts, Reading, Pennsylvania, to play hockey. And so that would be so mean of me if I got a puppy right as he left. He would be so upset if I like kept the puppyhood to myself, you know. We need to like share that experience. Wedding, kids, I like talked about, family, jobs, we will see. I feel like everything happens for a reason. I talked about this recently, like when I was talking about him leaving, and like a little update video, just saying that I feel like I have so many aspirations. I feel like if you go through business school, you always think about having your own business, da 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 da. So I know one day I will have my own business. I've always thought about that, so I feel like that's where I'm going with my career. And for Max, obviously the dream is to keep playing hockey, living the dream. Alrighty, this one, getting deep. Things you do to feel better when you're sad about your dad. I lost my mom recently. It is like you knew that I had a really rough day today, because I actually got up right early this morning to film this video, and guess what? I couldn't do it. I cried all morning long. I literally, it just hits you at like the craziest times, and I don't know like any other way to put it. And if any of you have lost a parent or gone through like a really big loss and grieving period, it's just like such a crazy roller coaster of emotions. And some days you're okay and you're like, that's weird, why am I okay? And then some days you literally cannot stop the tears like falling from your face. Oh, hi Mom. So yeah, basically today was really rough for me. I cried all morning. I'm sure you can like tell. I feel like my eyes like say it all. They always get like swollen. I feel like the best things for me to do when I am being sad about my dad, first of all, I try to think about all my happy memories with him. And you guys know I always say this, whenever I'm sad about anything or frustrated or whatever, I always, in like tough situations, try to think why I'm grateful. And obviously in this situation, it's really freaking hard to find the silver lining. But for me, I always think I am just so blessed and grateful that I had the best dad, literally the best dad that anyone could have had for the first 22 years of my life, instead of having a dad that maybe I wasn't close with for like my whole life. Or do you know what I mean? I just feel like that, trying to like fix my mindset as much as I can, but this morning nothing was working. I was just laying there, Max was like sitting, I was just laying with my head on his lap, and I was like, I'm so sad, you know, like my dad's gone, Lucy's gone, you're leaving. But I know this is a really good time for me to be independent and grow, and I'm going to talk about that later on. But I also, in one of my recent videos, talked about when I'm like in a rut, or when I'm feeling sick, or like drained after traveling. It's all kind of the same vein. Or if I'm on my period kind of thing and I'm just feeling like blah, what I do. And that also really helps me too, just kind of my routine of like making myself feel the best I can. I have like a relaxing shower, I make sure my apartment's clean so it doesn't stress me out. I literally try to watch like funny shows. I like make myself watch like SpongeBob or The Mick, I think is so funny, or The Office. Like that always helps my mood. I talk to Lucy because it's so weird, like I honestly feel like we feel the same things in a lot of the same way about my dad, since like we had a very similar experience growing up with him, since we're twins and losing him at the same time. Like today I was talking to her after I was crying all morning, and she was like, Gretchen, I had like the worst night too, like couldn't stop crying, like same thing. So I feel like we feel sad at like the same times and can really relate. And just as weird as it sounds, having someone going through like the grieving process with you makes me feel like a lot less alone. And I know I'm not alone, but when you're grieving, it's such like an isolating like feeling, even though I know so many people have lost their parents, and it's freaking awful that that happens. Oh, and she said she lost her mom recently, so I just like honestly can't even imagine. It's just like the worst thing ever, and everyone's like actual worst nightmare that I thought would never come true. And I know it still kind of doesn't feel real, like especially being at my house right now. I just feel like he's playing golf or on vacation, or like upstairs in his room hanging out with Teddy, or like, you know. So it's really awful, and I'm not gonna cry right now. But yeah, I just try to like work on myself as best as I can, and just like be thankful for the times that I've had, and being around people, friends and family. And if I can't do that, focusing on myself and turning on a funny show. I know we talked about that one for a while, but I know it's so important, and I, yes, just need to be more open about grieving in general. I mean, I am really open, but I just really like sharing it with you guys because I know like it helps so much. And this morning I just felt like not filming at all, and I wish I could film this Q&A, but I probably would have been crying through the whole thing. So I knew if I, you know, got myself together throughout the day, I'm in a way better mood now, head space, mindset, that this would be better. All right, moving on. What team is Max playing for? So he is playing for the Reading Royals in Reading, Pennsylvania. I almost said Massachusetts again because I always think Mass because there's a Reading, Mass. I wish he was in Reading, Mass. It's a lot closer, but he's in Reading, Pennsylvania, playing for the Reading Royals. What's your biggest fear for when Max leaves? Okay, so yeah, I guess part of the reason I was crying this morning, I was like, I'm so alone, just being lonely. But as I've said in my past videos, preparing for him to leave, like it's like the biggest thing in my whole life, and like turning my world upside down. Like my life doesn't revolve around Max. Just if you're living with a significant other and then you go to not living with them, it's really hard and it's really sad and it's a big change. So my biggest fear is being lonely, but I know that this is going to be a really good time of self-improvement and growth and discipline and like stuff that I've always wanted to do, like going to bed earlier, getting up earlier, getting into routine of working out, working on my podcast, working on myself, working on like my mental health, like I said, doing all these self-care things, staying in touch with my friends, seeing all my friends in Boston. It'll be the best time for that. And also I can visit him so easily. So I know it's gonna be okay, and it just has to be how I frame it in my mindset, you know? This I actually have never talked about, and I just wanted to briefly because I feel like it's gotten so blown up and is everywhere, and you guys know I'm friends with Maggie and Emma. What do you think about food combining? I feel like literally everyone and their mother has been talking about this on social media, and I just wanted to quickly talk about it because I feel like everyone is asking about it. Or I was listening to Tori Sterling's podcast the other day, and she was like, I just had to talk about it because every single comment on every single one of my Instagrams was talking about it. So I think that every diet, I agree with what Tori said. Basically, I'm just gonna take her answer. Every diet works for like a specific person, or like what works for someone is completely different than what works for someone else, or like what works for me might not be what works for you. Like I feel like everything is just so case by case basis. And she was saying how like in one of her podcasts she was saying how like every diet makes sense. Like paleo makes sense, gluten-free makes sense, vegan makes sense, plant-based, all of these things, keto, like if you explain it, it makes sense. But like different foods and different ways of eating and diets work differently for everyone. So basically like you do you, girl. And I don't think that food combining is for me. I can't speak to it enough because I haven't tried it, but that's because I don't think it's for me, and I think it is for some people. But I did see some comments on my lightweight rowing video about it, being like, oh my gosh, what do you think about food combining, because you had such an issue with like your eating in the past. And so that's just exactly why I don't think it would be for me. And hi Maggie and Emma, if you're watching this, I've never like talked to you guys about it because you didn't ask for my opinion on it, and I'm not just gonna like insert my opinion into something that you're doing in your life and it's working for you. Like I'm so happy for you, and like live your best life, be your best self, you know? And I'm so happy that like it's led them into such an even healthier like lifestyle, and I think that can be so good for so many people. But for me, just like learning a little bit about it and what it entails just seems like it would be something that's too, not restrictive, but something that I would have to think about too much. That's exactly like what I mean. Something that, yeah, I would just have to put too much like thought into, where it would just kind of like pull me back into my old like crazy tendencies of like holding an apple and being like, oh my god, like you guys heard in my lightweight rowing video, I would be like, how much does it weigh in my hands? But if I eat it, like how much weight am I gonna gain? But if I don't eat it, like how hungry am I gonna be? Like I went psychotic when I was in lightweight rowing. All I'm trying to say is I feel like any kind of diet or lifestyle isn't really for me, and I just like eat when I'm hungry and whatever I want, and that's just the only way that I feel like it can be for me, because I've had such an unhealthy relationship with food in the past. And I know I want to talk about body image more in an upcoming video and make like a whole video on it, and I know I'll cry and be emotional because it's something that's like so crazy to talk about. But quickly, that was my thoughts on food combining. But if you do it and it's working for you, good for you. And if you're doing vegan and it's working good for you, good for you. Gluten-free, paleo, keto, like do your thing. Like I'm so proud of you, boo, for going on this like healthy journey that's working for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just my feelings. What has been the hardest part about having a large following? Also, I love you. I love you. And the hardest part, usually I'm not one to like complain about it at all because I literally freaking love social media. And ooh guys, like the sun is going down. It's getting like ambient and like cute out here. It's like, what is this called? Like ambiance. Like we're like dimming my light switch in my dining room during dinner. What has been the hardest part of having a large following? Okay. Oh my god, it's like getting like late, so I'm getting like slap happy. And I just freaking answered the question already. I feel like the hardest part is just having everyone's opinions and judgments about you, which I can handle and I'm like so good with, and like growing up in it since I've been freaking doing YouTube since I was like 15, I feel like I'm just so good at handling my shiz now, and if you like leave me a comment, I'll be okay. Like I have such a thick skin and confidence just from dealing with it for so long. But what's hard is the judgments and opinions on like really personal matters, because that is stuff that's already so personal and like fragile to you, so then someone's opinions on it I feel like can affect you more, if that makes sense. This has nothing to do with me because obviously not pregnant, not having babies anytime soon, like I was saying earlier in this video. But I watch so many people that I think are pregnant and having babies right now. Like obviously Aspen just had a baby, Sean Johnson and Andrew East, you guys know, are about to have a baby. So I remember her saying like every mom and everyone has so many different opinions on like babies and what's best for them and like everything that has to do with them. And I was just thinking like how tough that's got to be for everyone to like be telling you what's best about your baby when what's best for your baby is what you decide, you know what I mean? So that's just an example that has nothing to do with me, but basically just people judging really personal things. Like I feel like I get comments about money a lot, how I spend my money, or if I'm like spending my money on Max, or if Max pays for things, or if I pay for things. And I wasn't gonna talk about it. I didn't pick any of those questions because I was like, this is really personal and people always like comment about it and I'm over it. But we might as well address it. I'm really freaking open with you guys. And relationships aren't just like one person doing everything or the other person doing everything, or maybe sometimes it is, but I mean, I'm sure that's like not the best. And obviously he pays for some things, I pay for other things. Like we just got bagels for like breakfast, lunch, brunch, and he paid for them. But then sometimes I would pay for them, and everything is like a balance and works out in the end, especially since we're gonna be with each other for the rest of our lives. I can't believe I just said that. Like, but we talk about that all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like everything works out, and so how we spend or don't spend our money, I feel like it's something that's like very personal. But I know I'm open with you guys, and yeah, he pays for some stuff, I pay for other stuff. People were saying stuff about his car, which made me annoyed. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't care about me in comments, but I get upset because who do you think is paying for his car every month? Him. Like he is doing it. So just don't worry about it, everybody. You do you and live your best life and focus on yourself, okay? Then you won't be leaving no hate about nobody else. Ooh, moving on. That one got me heated. Does Taylor like having Max around all the time? Did you guys discuss it before rooming together? Yes, Taylor loves having Max around all the time. Did we discuss it before rooming together? Like kind of, but I feel like it was just a given that like while he was here during the summer, he was gonna be with us because they are like literally best friends. And so it worked out so well, and she loves having him there. And I think she cries more about him leaving than I do, which is funny because I'm the one dating him. But yeah, it's bad because she'll get sad and then it makes me sad. But we're gonna be okay without him. And yeah, they're so close. She loves having him around. You guys know, you like see how they interact in the vlogs. They're like BFFs. Like Max got her a Reading Royals shirt when he got me one. Like he ordered two because he was like obviously the two ladies in his life, Taylor and Gretchen. And she was like crying. She was like, Maxie, you're so sweet. And Taylor will wake up in the middle of the night and get really scared sometimes. It's just something that happens with her. I love you, Taylor. And so she'll have, we call them night scares. And so she'll get up and be scared that someone's like breaking in or something, and she'll be like, Max, Max. And he'll like come and she'll just like be in her door with her eyes closed. She's like, Max, am I okay? He's like, you're okay, go back to bed. So yeah, basically I'm just giving you like some examples, but Taylor loves having him around, and we can't wait until hockey season is over so we can come back at the remainder of our lease for our apartment. All right, did it take you any time to adjust to the Soul workout when you first started? And definitely, I feel like any new workout you're gonna be doing is going to make you sore, or is gonna be hard because it's gonna be new and it's gonna be using, you know, different parts of your body, different muscles that you weren't working in the past. So yeah, any new workout's gonna be tough, and I hated it for my first 3 classes. I always talk about that. It was so freaking hard, and clearly I've adjusted now and I loved it. So just stick with it and you'll be okay, sweet pea. Fragrance of the moment, definitely. Why am I in like a sassy mood right now? Also, the lighting's terrible. I'm like lighting this video with my phone. I'm sorry. Fragrance of the moment is definitely my Glossier perfume. I'm freaking obsessed. Get the Glossier perfume. It also smells different on everybody, which I think is so interesting. I don't know how they do that. Well, I guess every perfume is kind of that way. but this one especially, and it just smells so good. I love the Glossier perfume. Definitely try it. Ooh, dude, you've been hinting at podcast stuff. Please give us a little hint. We are just gonna chat and it's gonna be so great, and I'm even more excited about it now that I've been listening to more podcasts. Well, pretty much just Brooke and Danielle, and then Brooke was telling me to listen to Tori, so I've been listening to Tori's, and it's so great because I just feel like I'm talking on the phone with a friend, even though like Lucy might be like asleep in Ireland or Mandy might be in class, and so like I can't call them all the time. So then I put on a podcast and I feel like I'm talking with my friend for like an hour on the phone. Like it is like, and it makes me feel less alone. It is like the best thing ever. So mine is coming. It's on its way. What's a weird food combination that you enjoy? So other than like the weird things that I feel like everyone loves, like everyone secretly loves when you're eating pancakes with like eggs on the side and then the syrup kind of gets on your eggs. Like it tastes good, you know what I mean? But I couldn't think of anything like right now, but I think back to in high school, I would bring carrots and hummus for lunch, and I would also bring, this is, you guys are gonna be like, you're freaking weird. Like this is, I feel like gross. I don't know how I did this. I feel like, I don't know if I could do it now. I don't know if it's still good, but I would do this all the time. I would have carrots and hummus, and I would have like a little container or like baggie of blueberries, and I would dip the carrot in the hummus and put like a blueberry like stuck to the hummus and like eat it all together, and I thought it was so good. So that was like weird of me. Yeah, let's pretend like that didn't happen. Moving on. Does Max like all of your friends? Yes, and I'm like so lucky and just I feel like blessed that he gets along with them so well. I mean, who couldn't get along with Max? He is like, guys, it is so dark out all of a sudden. What the heck? The lighting has changed so much in this video. I'm sorry for that. But Max loves them. They love him. They all get along so well because who couldn't get along with Max? But yeah, my friend Abby literally just posted a picture on Instagram and was like, wait, I'm literally, hang on. I don't want to get this wrong. I want to tell you her caption because it was really cute and just basically exemplifies how close Max is with everybody. Hire Max Bowman for all your photography needs. See, I told you, I've trained him, and he took like the cutest, pic of us. We're so cute, look at us. So yes, they all get along so well, and it's so fun that we like all can hang out together. Like me, Abby, Juliet, and Max, all four of us got lunch together, and it was so fun, you know? How is it having your twin sister living so far away for the first time? Okay, it's literally terrible. Like, I can't say that it's terrible because I need to not be selfish and be just so happy for her, because I know she's been in a 2-year relationship, long distance, the whole time with her boyfriend, and she finally gets to live with him and be together, and I know he makes her so happy. So I'm so happy for her, but selfishly sad because obviously I miss her and I want to like be around her all the time. But it's also good because then I have an excuse to go visit Ireland, which I've never been to, and it's so cool, and I will be going in the next like month or so to visit her, obviously. So that's really fun, even though it's sad because she's freaking far. Why didn't you see Mandy this summer? I saw this question and I was like, you know what, why didn't I? At the end of the summer, I was literally mad at her. I was like, I know you're popular, but like literally carve out some time to hang out with me. Basically, she just has too many friends and too many plans, and she was always busy. But I just booked my flights today, so I'm going to visit her in 2 months, and I couldn't be more excited. I love her, I miss her. How did you get over your ex? How did you handle if you ever saw him or his fam in person? I feel like I have other videos about how I got over him, but basically kind of what I was saying earlier, focusing on myself. You don't need no man. I'm being sassy in this video. And time, honestly, helps the most. And my dad would always say, you can't like second guess a decision you made in the past because you made the best decision for yourself at that time. So I would always kind of fall back on that. How did you handle if you ever saw him or his fam in person? What's funny is I haven't seen him since, when was that? 3 years ago, 4 years ago? I don't even know. I haven't seen him once, which is really funny. But I have seen his family, and it's like sad and like kind of weird, but like fine. Like it's sad because I was so close with them and I wish we could like still all be friends, but like that would be inappropriate or like weird of me, you know? So yeah, but like mostly okay because I didn't break up with them. I broke up with him, you know? But I guess essentially it was like kind of breaking up with his family too, which is sad. But I've talked to them since then. We're fine. Everything's fine. How do you say your last name? Garrity. I just put that in there because if you don't know, it's Garrity. I know it's confusing. One day it'll be Wilman. That'll be easier to pronounce, right? I'm sorry, Max. I'm being obnoxious in this video. How is the new iPhone? I love it. Oh my gosh, if you couldn't tell, I've been on it this whole time, so here it is. I love. What is it usually like when subscribers meet you? Do you hug them or just say hi? I literally squeeze you and hang on tight, and we talk about like our life goals and plans, and it's so great. It is so dark out. I didn't know it was getting dark out this big. Usually we chat for a while and it's so fun, and I'm always like, we are like friends already because you know me and now I'm learning about you, and this is great, and I just love meeting subscribers. Like, they actually meet my day, and if I've met you, you know exactly what I mean, and if you meet me in person, I'll be exactly like this, how I am right now, because I just freaking love you guys. You make me so amped and like happy. This says you are the human form of sunshine. Thank you, that's so sweet. And last question on here, last but not least, did Max go to Brown or BU? Max went to Brown for his undergrad and then BU for grad. So both. Trick question or trick answer. The answer is both, Brown and BU. And that is it for this video. It is so dark out. I am so sorry. Can I like fix this for a moment? Hang on. Let's test out this new flash. Oh, that's going to cry. Teddy's barking. Let's test out this new flashlight for my... Can he not? I was saying let's test out this new flashlight for my lighting since it's freaking pitch black. Okay, Teddy's freaking out. I love you guys. I'm gonna go. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.